From Scott Reacts on YouTube to now a podcaster, this is Scott Talks. Hello everyone, my name is Scott and welcome to the Scott Talks podcast. Today is episode 3 and today we're going to be talking about the future of gaming and how much it has changed over the years. Now, a really good topic of how much gaming has changed. I'm a gamer myself, but though I haven't openly, played it on my React channel or anything, I look forward to doing that one day. Right now, this is the craziest thing. I never thought this would happen, but I knew it would happen one day because right now, there are more digital bought games than hard copies. I have a lot of games, digital. I have 2 games that are hard copy CD-ROM copies. And because of this, because of digital, because you won't find the games you played growing up. They won't all be on digital because the developer or the manufacturer doesn't want to put it on that platform, or it's not remastered or something like that. Like if you find a certain PlayStation 3 game, probably wasn't remastered to fit or be on the PlayStation Store or Xbox app. Now, what is the sad part is that digital is growing so much that game stores are closing down. And I've noticed a few Walmarts that used to shop for games at Walmart. They're taking games out of there too. Now they still sell the controllers because you can't buy controllers digital. That's stupid. They're still selling the game systems themselves, but the games themselves are not on the shelves. They're not selling them anymore. Because I've went there one time. This is before I bought a PS4. This was when I had a PS3, and I was like, where are all the PS3 hard copy games? And they're like, we got rid of all of them. I was like, rid of all of them? He's like, yeah, if you want to get those, go check out GameStop. I go to GameStop. GameStop doesn't even have them. Now they got rid of all of them, just like they did with the PlayStation 2 and all that. And the PlayStation 1, even though they remastered that console, the PSX. But they're taking them off the shelves, and now at this point, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One is still popular. GameStop, the most popular game store in America, there's a lot of them that have already shut down, and there's some that are shutting down around America. It's because how digital has made an uprising of how players play games today. Because literally, I have more digital games than hard copies. I'm not gonna lie. Now, it'll be rare to find these hard copies because not many stores have them anymore. I'm already it's a sad thing because think about movies. You don't see many movie stores anymore. The whole reason Blockbuster went out of business is because of how much digital movies were becoming. Blu-ray was taking an uprising. There's this one place I remember, it was called Movie Stop. It was the same thing like GameStop, but it was movies. They put that thing out of business years ago. And now to be hearing that GameStop is closing, a lot of gamers are shocked. Myself are shocked. And that's the whole point. That's not even just that. There's movies still sold at Walmart, but with digital becoming so big and digital movies are actually cheaper, they're taking them completely off the shelves. And there's 2 sides to it. It's bad and it's also good because you're saving more money. Now, when you watch Hulu, you can get Hulu with ads for $5.99 a month. Hulu without for $12 a month. This is the whole thing too. It's not even affecting gaming. It's gaming's not even effective. TV is one day there's not going to be any cable. It's just going to be Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, Amazon Fire TV Stick, all this, it's all taking, it's crazy. Like, I grew up in this generation, but I also grew up when there was just basic cable, there was still some VHS around in the early 2000s, but then when 2005 struck like that, here comes YouTube. YouTube was the first to ever make an uprising. YouTube was broadcasting so many videos so many times a day. It was crazy. You didn't think you thought they would stop there. And then here comes Netflix. Netflix has all the great movies. Then they start making shows. And then you start seeing Amazon Prime. When Amazon comes in, Amazon starts making their video. And then there's Crackle, Crunchyroll. There's so many things. And then Hulu comes in. And then here comes Disney Plus just this year. It is so crazy. And it is so amazing. Because back then you wouldn't think that this would happen. Basic cable, gaming, anything like that is going to be gone one day. CDs are not, CDs aren't a thing anymore because you got radio and you got these, spot, I don't see people buying CDs anymore for music. That's why they stream it on Spotify, they stream it on Amazon Music, they stream it on iTunes. Well, iTunes is no longer a thing anymore, actually. They stream everything here. Everything's online, everything's digital. And nobody is seeing it. But one day, that's all it's going to be. You're going to be watching TV. And, cable companies are going to go out of business. Gaming companies are already going out of business. Well, not gaming companies. Game selling companies are going out. GameStop, places like Walmart are probably going to take down those shelves you see with all the games in it. You're not going to see it anymore. And you got to face the fact because you knew this was going to happen one day when digital gaming started happening. There's certain games that you can only get on digital that you cannot get in the stores. Even the thing about it, PC gaming is getting more popular than console because of how much it runs, what you can buy, and what you can do. There are so many limitations on console gaming. I wish I was a PC gamer, but I never grew into it. I've always been console. I've always been console since day one. But you can see how much it has changed. And I am so surprised because, back in the day, I started off PlayStation 1 graphics were great. PlayStation 2 graphics got better. PlayStation 1 graphics became trash. Once you start watching how much the graphics scale your main thing, man, I played that game. Graphics are terrible. But you gotta also admire the classics because, of course, the graphics weren't as great back then because it's the classic old games. But now you look at games today, you're like, man, I love the realism. I love how they make it look real and how they make it the logic and the physics better. But then you're thinking back, man, I miss the old days. You miss the old days walking into the GameStop and buying a game. I have not been to GameStop in maybe a year because of digital gaming. That's the facts. And see, people who apply to GameStop should know this already. Oh gosh, man, digital gaming is becoming, revolutionary. Even that's the word I would use for it. Revolutionary. Revolution of digital gaming. But I'm trying to say, it isn't just digital gaming that's being affected. It isn't just gaming that's being affected. It's TV. I don't really watch TV that much. But here's the thing. I know people who have their own place. They don't have that many bills. Here's the reason why. They have an apartment bill, light bill, whatever, power bill. I said, what about the cable bill? Well, I don't pay for cable. What do you pay for? Hulu. Huh, how much is Hulu? $5.99 a month. And my cable bill that I pay every month, $124. For channels, for certain channels we have and certain channels we don't have. See the pattern here, And then Disney Plus, $70 for a year. $7 a month, $70 for a year. That is the most greatest deal I have ever seen for a stream. Because I don't think Netflix has a year plan. It might have a year plan, I don't know. I use Hulu. Hulu doesn't have a yearly plan. It has a $5.99 a month with ads and $11.99 without. But Disney Plus has it for when you can do it for $70 a year. So that means if you pay it today, I believe, what's today? The 23rd? Not 23rd. I'm so dumb. Today is December. Sorry. I think today's the 4th. Okay, so if you do it December 4th today, you're not going to have to pay it till January 4th next. Oh, no, sorry. December 4th this year. You won't have to pay it for December 4th, 2020. Do you see how big of that is? Like, how big of a deal that is? And that is crazy, and that is awesome. Because PlayStation does the same thing. But see, Disney Plus is more because you're watching movies. PlayStation, I thought, would be more on their yearly account, which is $60, but it's only a $10 difference. Anyway. But that's just crazy. And this is really all I have to say. Because growing up as a gamer, I've watched it change so much, and I know a lot of gamers out there who have started around my age. I started around 6 years old playing games, and I may have been, behind, because, I'd buy a PlayStation 3, and then here comes the PlayStation 4, and I buy the PlayStation 4, and now the PS5 is probably coming out next year or something like that. We don't know, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't have to buy the newest system every year. It's awesome. It's just awesome. And I think the future of it's going to get even better. And once it does, I don't know how many more years to give it, but I give it till 2025 until everything becomes digital. That's all I give it, because there could still be selling hard copies, because like for PS3 games are still on the shelves, and the PlayStation 4 came out in 2012. And it's 2019, almost 2020, so about 8 years PS3's been on the shelves. So you got to give it a little bit more until everything becomes digital. Maybe 2030, we're not sure. But this is all I had to say. I know I had something else planned for an episode, but it's just something I've been thinking about this whole time that gaming has gotten better. And I've been thinking about it in my mind, and I'm just mind blown. And that's all I got to say, but it's a good topic to speak about, and I know a lot of gamers want to talk about it. And if you got any questions, let me know in the comments. Send me messages. It's crazy. I mean, any gamer who's sitting with me if there was a gamer sitting with me right now, he would agree with the exact same stuff, because you already know what's going to happen. I can't say how many years, maybe 8 more for when PS5 comes out, maybe 8 more years, and then everything's just going to be completely digital. I mean, you see what's going on now. We see these self-driving cars. Self-driving, parallel parking cars. Do you see how much the future is becoming? Like, they're not flying yet. Well, I don't think there'll ever be flying cars. Self-driving is enough, but it's just crazy. Anyway, sorry to get on the topic like that. I always like to have a discussion, That's what these podcasts are for. And if you want to join in on the call, anytime you can. You can set up a call together. Anyway, guys, this is it for this episode. I'm sorry that I didn't put an episode out for Tuesday. And I didn't have a reaction for Monday. But there will be one today after this podcast. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, but So, anyway, guys, I have been Scott. And this has been the Scott Talks podcast. And I will see you next week for another discussion. Thank you all for listening. Want to listen to more episodes from Scott Talks Podcast? You can go to anchor.fm/Scott Talks Tuesdays and Thursdays, and on the Spotify app to listen at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tuesdays and Thursdays on the YouTube app at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to listen to more episodes.